What is one of the most influential factors why people make purchases? Color. Today we're going to be exploring the color trends for 2021. I'm Sandy Schreck, Design Director for Smithers OASIS. Why is color such an influential factor? It can evoke emotions. You associate certain colors with different memories or objects. One of the emerging colors we see is yellow. It's a happy color. You think of the smile face, kind of is more of an optimism feeling. It brings energy, but kind of can be overpowering. So it's best used as an accent. As we think about some of the other basic colors, red, for example, most associated with stop signs, kind of danger, a more intense color, kind of hot, thinking of heat. As we look at orange, it's a color of excitement. It's youthfulness, and it also is a happy color. Green is a color of nature. It really can relax and kind of refresh you. But green now is not only a color, it's really a movement that we're seeing. Purple is a color of luxury, sophistication, kind of royalty. And then we look at the 2020 color of the year, classic blue. It's still going to be a strong color. It's a color of comfort and calm, associated with sky and water, tradition and peaceful tranquility. So it's something that we're going to need going into 2021. So we're still seeing a very strong presence of blue in home decor and in the color trends. When we talk about trends, really kind of what are trends? Trends are stories that we use to sell product. So it's kind of the story behind why we would put certain things together. There's color theory, but also like when you make an arrangement, you give it a name. You choose the color palette that it's going to be in, but then you give it a name, and all of a sudden it has a personality. Then you can put it into a collection, and that collection becomes a trend story. So for your salespeople, it's easy to go up to a customer and have a backstory a little bit to talk to them about an arrangement. That's part of our nature collection. And one of the things, like we're showing plants in glass, and then you're able to see that earth system and see the roots. Give them a backstory. One of the best forms of advertising that you can have is have your customers telling that backstory to their friends. And all of a sudden they're talking about your shop and really looking at you as a trend leader. So let's take a look at the 2021 Pantone colors of the year: illuminating yellow and ultimate gray. This is not the first time that Pantone has chosen two colors, but this time's different because each are meant to stand alone rather than blend. Elise Eisman, the executive director of Pantone, said we reflect on a deeper understanding of how much we need each other, dependent on emotional support and hope. So we look to these colors, the gray being a grounding color and a solid, and the yellow as being full of hope and looking toward the future. Planting the seed of hope. We're all born with that quality, but as we look at it, the ultimate gray is kind of the cement tunnel, and the yellow is the light at the end of that tunnel. In floral, gray is a great color for containers, a solid foundation. Illuminating yellow is a great color for florals. Whether it's in a monochromatic setting or blended with others, it calls great attention and brings smiles and happiness to any viewer. As we move into 2021, we're really going to look at kind of a new attitude, a refresh, remix, reduce, revive, reprocess, and kind of renew. All of these things combined together to really keep us looking forward and really take us into a new energy. At the gift shows this year, we saw a lot of the furniture showrooms showing decor in more of that base tone in the gray. And then the illuminating yellow really reflected a lot in metallic accents with a lot of golds mixed in with those yellow tones. And here you see some of that yellow used in wedding work and also in decor work using some of the sustainable things, the eco-essentials and metal pieces. Here you can see a column design in the eco-essential design tray. And really we're embracing nature and just feeling like that yellow is a pop of color that you can bring it into your home, but really look at in nature going forward. There are a number of trend forecasting groups. Color Marketing Group is one of those. Their mantra is color sells, but the right colors sell better. They publish monthly color alerts that kind of keep you trend forward and inspired all year long. They also look internationally. And here's some of the international colors they've published for 2021. The North American color is Mist, which is kind of a cleansing breath filled with positivity and light. The European color is Raison d'Être, which is purpose. It's giving contributions to the world. The Asian color is Unicoral. It's a futuristic and playful color. The Latin color is Renestar, to be reborn. It's pure energy and inner spirituality. They're already looking forward toward 2022 colors they're starting to publish. As we take a look at the January color that they published, Calm Down. It's a color that's derived from nature's relaxant, lavender. It reminds us to take a moment to heal your mind, recharge, and take a step forward simply by taking a moment to calm down. Understanding the color trend cycles is kind of complicated, but as we look at it, colors first emerge in fabric, fashion, and then move into furniture. Once it's in decor, that's really where we fit in. So a lot of times I look to the paint companies. They are doing an amazing job at doing color palettes and color trend stories. Here we take a look at PPG paints, and the color palettes for this year they put out kind of reflect a lot of the same things that I was seeing in the market. To start off with, Be True is vintage inspired. Be Well is about comfort, support, and joy. Be Wild is bright and playful. And the color of the year for PPG is Transcend. It's a color that embraces mindfulness and intention. It's an elevated neutral that's comforting, compassionate, and nostalgic. Another company that I look to for inspiration is Sherwin-Williams. Here you can see the color of the year they've chosen for 2021 is Urban Bronze. It's shown in home decor settings and also developed in multiple color palettes. Urban Bronze is really showing that brown undertone that I see emerging. As we take a look at one of their palettes, Rejuvenation, you can take a look at the darker cabinets that we're seeing and the gold accents in the cabinet pulls, shelving fixtures, faucets, and lighting. We're definitely seeing a transition of gold coming into home decor, adding that richness and warmth. By now, I'm sure you're asking yourself, how does this all apply to selling flowers? Well, floral really is an accent to decor, events, weddings. It's really an accessory. So we want to make sure that the things that we're showing and purchasing are on trend. One easy way to take a look at this is going to some of your national retailers and taking a look at their home decor section. They spend a lot of time and money developing color stories. I take a look at their towels, their pillows, and the accents that they have to really get an idea of what's happening in my local market. The first floral trend we're going to explore is called Emerge. It's about planting the seeds of hope. We're going through a period of growth right now, but we all have to have hope for a brighter future. Embracing the possibilities, focusing on wellness, connecting with the power of plants and the health benefits they can bring into a home. Nurturing not just the love of plants, but the love of life itself, as well as the promise of better times ahead. We're seeing growth in plants with interesting foliage, looking at that botanical green coming into our home and embracing that organic luxury that all of those materials can bring into our home decor. In floral, we're going to really see kind of the rise in the artisan crafted look. Here you can see the Eco-Essentials tray used with a hand-tied bouquet, some lower designs, and also that artisan creativity using those aspidistra leaves as pods. Emerald green is going to take on a stronger presence not only in plants but also in home decor. I think we're going to see more foliages going more toward that dark green and really kind of come on stronger with that rich, deep color. Texture is still maintaining as the #1 trend in floral design. As we look at our floral pieces, the contrasting textures of materials within the design really draw in interest and value to the consumers. The next trend we're going to look at, I call vibrance. And it's really about adding that color and joy into your life. Happy colors, kind of brush strokes, a more artful presentation that conveys a sense of fun and embodies that edginess that color can bring. It really reflects the world around us, kind of that polychromatic color combination. We saw Pantone showing a variety of colors. We're seeing it in event work and wedding work. Celebrating those cultural differences, kind of embracing diversity, looking at a potpourri of color. Taking a look at one of the polychromatic combinations, you see the power of many colors, reflective of the community that surrounds us, celebrating the differences. A festival of fun combinations in contrast to the many years of the blush tones. They bring vibrance to any event. As we look at the In Detail showroom, we see that combination of that graphic kind of graffiti mix in the bright colors, but then you see they use plants to kind of tone it down and so that it adds that more earthiness aspect into that multicolored decor. On other materials that we see, so here we see an Eco-Essential, kind of more of a neutral container, contrasted by those bright complementary tones in the floral materials, and also like a polychromatic mix that is in textural contrast with the kind of clean containers that the Eco-Essentials can provide. Another trend that we see happening is the neotropical floral trend, and brought forward by Hitomi, where you're mixing kind of the temperate flowers and tropical flowers, creating interest within designs and also layers of materials that kind of draw you into those designs. Classic blue is still going to remain strong through the next season, but it's getting an updated look by adding those golden, lavish accents. We're seeing it in fixtures, in your kitchens, and also in other home decor accents. Another way that blue is getting updated is reflection. And what that is kind of adding all those water shades in. kind of the rich emerald, the aqua, the Tiffany blues, but varieties of aqua mixing in with that shade of blue, kind of giving it that whole water aspect. One of the emerging themes that we see coming in is called nostalgic, and it's looking at items that evoke that emotional connection with items from the past. Here you can see Porch View Home at the recent show showed some of those containers that kind of bring us back to those Hager days maybe, or those connections with things that your grandma had. And looking at that color as well kind of brings in that reflection and gets that eclectic mix of materials that the young people are actually craving right now. Another category that we're seeing a lot of growth and potential in is the dried and preserved materials. Kind of a neutral, monochromatic combination focusing on textural differences. Realistic, permanent botanicals, giving that feeling of comfort without the care. Mineral and earth tones kind of drive that, along with the rise in crystals and matte finishes. Crystal vases are another connection to the past that's being embraced right now. Smithers has just introduced a Nachman crystal line of beautiful sparkling vases that are a great home decor accent and keepsake gift that you'll be able to get for your customers. Kind of bring that nostalgia of that keepsake crystal vase. Our last emerging trend that we see coming on is those orange accents. Here you can see in the Global Views showroom, really adding that great energy and kind of that uplifting contrast to home decor. Using orange and floral adds energy, enthusiasm, and creativity to your designs. Here you can see we've used the Pincushion Protea as an interesting focal point to draw attention to the customers and makes them ask, hey, what is that? And then you can tell them the story about the tropical flowers being mixed with the temperate flowers. See, we have added a decorative wire collar armature in that copper tone, adding that meadow influence that adds a richness and a contrast in texture. As we look at the marketing trends going forward, social media is your connection to your customers, and it's really stronger than ever. It's really the front window of your shop these days. Buy local will be an ongoing theme that consumers want to support. Saving our main streets. With this increase in awareness of small businesses, you can use that angle in your marketing and maybe potentially partner with some other local businesses to increase the exposure for both of you. Some of the other hot button topics right now are recycling and upcycling. Have a vase return program. It's really popular to attract the new generation and maybe get exposure to some customers that aren't familiar with your store. Sustainability awareness still continues to be a trend. At Smithers OASIS, it's one of our initiatives, so we're very aware of the importance of that. We already talked a little bit about people wanting to become plant parents, but it's really embracing that whole aspect of it. Doing some educational programs around people becoming plant parents and really making that connection to nature and nature's ability to nurture and heal. Here you can see an example from Kunstflowers that they've used why they should buy from a local florist, but really establishing that personal connection with their customers, talking about the skilled craftsmanship of the designers, bringing the artist into it, and creating memories of that personal aspect that working with your local florist can have. As we are creating our social media posts, you have to be aware of something I call the Amazon effect, and add live links that'll go directly to that item on your website to really make sure that we're limiting the number of clicks a person needs to make before making a purchase. It's really important that you have that ease of use on your website to be able to compete. We've seen a lot of changes happen in this last year with selling virtually online through social media. The Shed in Thief River Falls, Minnesota has done a fabulous job at connecting with their customers and doing these sales. They're selling on the comments. It's a different way of selling, but definitely a way to become very successful and stay connected with your customers. Virtual workshops was one way we connected with our customers in the pandemic, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. It's really a way to create memories, be impactful with your customers, and create that engagement and experience that people are looking for. Thanks for joining me on this color journey. I hope I've inspired you to embrace and explore some of these emerging color trends.